Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and do a review of the Letshuoer S08. I got this as a request. Someone said this might be something that's more neutral warm. Too long, didn't read. It's not. But I wanted to go ahead and give you my 2 cents and to go from there. This is going to be a long review because I love this IEM. What you'll notice is with my reviews, if it says the word explain simply on the title, that means I didn't like it and it's like a 2-minute review. But if I love it, then it's a really long review. Now, this review is probably the most unique and most different review I've ever done because there's a new added section. And I want to explain why. Like these Truthier Pure, these are warmer, right? So I wanted to know, or like the Explorer, right, is like pretty warm. And I'm like trying to figure out like, what's warmer than what? What's brighter than what? Like, how do these stack? And so the only way I could do that is basically a unconventional method. It's just me. What I do is I wear it. I wear it and I speak into the microphone and I listen and I see which one makes my voice sound deeper. And I would rank it that way, right? And what happened was after I did that with these, I was like, well, I might as well do it with all of them. So there's 7 pages of notes where I tell you compared to this, whether it's brighter, whether I sound like brighter or warmer or about the same as this. And so this chart lets you know how they all stack. But that by itself tells you whether a certain IEM is warmer or darker than this. So what I found actually kind of shocking is that actually the Dunu Kima 2, god damn, when I would actually speak into this sounds like a ribbon mic. This is this is way warmer than this. And between the Swan NV, this is actually warmer than the Swan NV. This has better bass and it's warmer compared to the Swan NV. And obviously this is warmer than the Dusk. Between this is brighter. The Hype 4 is brighter than this. Between the Dunu SA6, this is warmer than the Dunu SA6. Pandemon, actually, as I'm doing more tests with it, this is actually a warmer, almost SM7B-ish sound to my voice. So this is a warm sounding IEM, apparently. I didn't know what the hell to call this before, but after I listen to my voice, that's what it sounds like. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first track I check is this song by BB. And what I do is it lets me know right away what kind of bass am I getting from this. And what I want to say off the bat was I didn't like the stock ear tips. So what I did was I swapped in the end to Kiwi Ears Flex. I really love Kiwi Ears tips because they add bass and they dip down the treble a bit. But yeah, ever since I did that, the bass is I'm way better. And I'm like, yeah, the bass sounds good now. The vocals sound good. And I say, it's hard to say whether it's on point or full, but it definitely sounds correct. Like BB's voice sounded good, great, right? So I'm like, okay, let's move on. So the next track I check is the song Wolf Tila All Tinted. And I like using this song because there's a ton of sub bass in that song. So it gives me a meter of like how much sub bass does this thing have. And this thing has a shit ton of sub bass. This is like near Beats by Dre level of sub bass. So it's got a ton of sub bass. It's fun, which is not a bad thing. It's just, like I'm realizing this ain't neutral. But the vocals sound good. They sound full. They sound right. And I say this is like Beats by Dre levels of sub bass, and I dig it. Definitely not polite, and a few notches definitely above correct. But the voices are actually on point. Like they're pretty accurate. Okay, so next song I check is XG New Dance. I like checking this song because it's 5 different girls that I can check their voices and see like, does she sound okay? Does she sound okay? Does she sound okay? And especially in something where there's a lot of bass and warmth in it, does it affect their voices? You know what I mean? And what I found was the vocals are spot on. It's full. It's correct. This sounds more full than the Dunu SA6 version 2 I reviewed yesterday. They're not pitched up. They're not pitched down. So, it's and the bass in the background is more fun kind of bass. This initially I was saying, this is what I said initially, but I changed my opinion towards the end. I said, this is probably neutral warm, but closer to neutral. No. That's dead wrong. But that changes later on. And then I say the rap section has good power and impact. And that's important because so when Harvey comes in and starts rapping, some IEMs will kind of soften that section, i.e. the Explorer kind of makes that makes her sound soft in there. This still has that impact. So that means this has the ability to be exciting when needed. And I said, yeah, this is a heck of a deal at $89, right? So next thing I want to do is I want to check out, okay, how does it sound on guys? Ain't on the side, you're number one. Yeah, every time. Right, so what I do is I start listening and I'm like, soundstage is actually pretty good on this. It's one of the things you'll notice about my channel, if I don't mention anything about soundstage, that means it's average. And then if I say it's bad, that means it's bad. And then if I say it's good, it's like it's good. But if I don't say anything about the soundstage, it means it's run of the mill. So to me, this sounded actually pretty good on soundstage. I said Justin's voice sounds good. It's not pitched up or pitched down. It's not low res, not muffled, not synthetic, not thin. It's just right. I said it's. I'm like, and then I start thinking to myself, this is kind of like, it reminds me of the Swan NV, because the Swan NV is really good at both. They're really good at vocals, but they both have like fun levels of bass. So what I do is I wear the Swan NV, and then I listen to the song, and I realize this actually has more bass than the Swan NV. And what this does is, on the Swan NV, Justin's voice is a little bit pushed back and the little bit of everything, but it's accurate. Like his voice sounds correct. This, it feels like the voices come out front and center, but the bass on here is way stronger than on here. So right away I know this is not neutral. And I say, this is kind of like a better Swan NV. The vocals are great. The sub bass is a little bit stronger, if you like that. Then I do next check. I check Chris Brown 0, and again. I'm like, hey, the soundstage sounds pretty good. I can hear more of the streets. I can hear all the cars. I can hear everything. Like, so it's a pretty good soundstage. And I'm like curious. I'm wondering how this sounds compared to the Kima 2, which I reviewed yesterday. Because the Kima 2 is kind of a warmer, like warmer IM. When I go back and I check it, this is way warmer. So this is warmer than the S08. So that's just good to know. Okay, next section is so these are my overall classifications. So I said the vocals are they're accurate, they're full, and they're full body. The bass is at Dr. Dre levels of sub bass, even more than the Swan NV. Female vocals, they are unaffected. And it's in, like, usually sometimes when I see like there's a lot of bass, then it makes girls' voices sound like muddled or muddy or sometimes pitched lower. But no, it sounds accurate. And then what I said was, so this is obviously not a neutral bright IEM, right? So I have a box of neutral bright IEMs, and this is absolutely not a neutral bright IEM, right? So let's just go through the box. This is all neutral bright stuff, right? So like In Awaken Dawn, Moondrop, like reference to Awaken, Blessing 2, Tantrum Bunny, Kiwi Cadenza, this is all bright stuff, right? So it's brighter than everything in here. So it's not by process of elimination, we know this is not a neutral bright IEM. But we also know this is not a neutral IM because it's not neutral. And so, so some notes. It's got more sub bass than the Swan NV. I said that already. This is less warm than the Duna Kima 2. This is warmer and fuller than the Dunu SA6 Mark II. The Awful Explorer is a little bit warmer. Okay, this is what's interesting about the Awful Explorer. This is warmer, but bass, the punch, this has more punch on the bass. This is, I said, oddly enough, it actually is pretty close to the Truthier Pure, but the Truthier Pure is still a little bit brighter than this. Okay. Then what I do next is I do a set of Sibilance tests. I'm not going to play the Sibilance tracks anymore. You just have to take my word for it. I'm very, very thorough when I check for Sibilance, and I have different tracks. 0 detection. As in, when I would listen to this, you could not tell there's Sibilance on any of these tracks. So this, you cannot use this for critical listening, obviously. It's more for enjoyment, right? And then, so my overall thoughts are, okay, so what I wanted to next do was, because it was confusing, I needed to know what's warmer than what's brighter than what. So what I did was I would wear the IEM and I would speak into a microphone, and then I would do that with each IEM. Because some IEMs, like my voice will sound thinner, and some IEMs, my voices will sound warmer. And, basically, But just to save you some hassle and not to go over everything line by line, I'm going to next just show you a set of screenshots. This is 7 pages of notes of basically how each IEM actually sounds like. Because they actually sound like when I listen with my voice like right now, it sounds like actually like a particular microphone. And that microphone has a tonal character. So for example, when I say I'm listening to something and it sounds like an NT1, NT1 is pretty neutral. Or when I say it sounds like an MKH416 or an E-King B, that's V-shaped. Or if I say it sounds like an SM7B, that's warm. You know, it actually sounded like I swear there's some kind of correlation. This is why I'm saying this is subjective. But because I'm a microphone reviewer, I feel like I can actually say it sounds like certain microphones. And it actually tells you kind of the tonal characteristics. But anyway, I'll go ahead and put that next so you can see that. But overall, fantastic comfort on these. These, if I had to classify this is, I would not call this, okay, so the way I would say this is voices are accurate on this. Female vocals are unaffected at all. So this is very accurate vocals. And the bass beats by a level of bass. And it has decent soundstage. This has terrible sibilance detection, as in like for every one of you, this is great for enjoyment. You will never get like harsh peaks. But yeah, I mean, this is not a neutral set. This is, I would say maybe accurate with voices with fun bass. So this doesn't fit in any of my boxes.